Hey Capricorn, how's it going everybody? Welcome to Blue Mountains Tarot. This is going to be your reading for the second half of May. These are general readings. Please keep that in mind. I do offer personal readings. If you are interested via Zoom, you can contact me below in the description box to get in touch and set up a personal reading. Thank you so much, Capricorn, for all of your likes, your shares, your comments, contributions. I appreciate that. There's a reflection here of my skylight. The sun is changing, so it's going to be there for a while probably. Maybe some of you are, we are always surrounded by light. You are maybe going through some stages in your life that need more light, maybe bringing in the light into your life, the healing light, white light. Four of Wands in reverse. That came flying out. What's going on with that? Four of Cups, okay. Something here is making you feel very unstable, Capricorn. There's something here where I feel like there could be a family member or somebody close to you that is disappointing you. You've got the Four of Cups here. I feel like with the Four of Wands in reverse, there's a little bit of disappointment or discouraged. You're kind of, I feel like it's disappointing. It's kind of like you wouldn't expect somebody to maybe do this or treat you in a certain way, but I feel like this is affecting the stability within this situation. It's like somebody here is not wanting, this could be you, Capricorn, not necessarily wanting to contribute. You kind of throw your hands up at some point. It's Queen of Swords. King of Wands. There could be a little bit, I feel like that air sign with the Queen of Swords and the King of Wands, fire and air can really create, let me see here what this is about, but this could create like fueling somebody's temper or fueling a conversation that kind of could get out of hand, or maybe it's sort of not wanting to bring something up here in fear of that. I feel like that Four of Cups is kind of saying like, I don't want to contribute. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to necessarily do anything, maybe to rock the boat more than it already has been. But I do feel that somebody here with that Queen of Swords needs to speak their truth. They need to reply in some way, because the Four of Cups sometimes mentions that, if you don't really respond or you don't feel like it, it doesn't give you any motivation or stimulation to get involved in something or an offer. So somebody here, you're going to have to speak your truth or speak up for yourself. It might rock the boat a little bit with that King of Wands. There could be a little bit of somebody getting a bit of a flare up there in their mood. Let's take a look here. But that could also encourage, this King of Wands. Queen of Swords, sometimes when you've got that air energy, you could be fueling somebody's passion in something. King of Wands, helping somebody, encouraging somebody. Let's take a look here. What's the King of Wands? The healing, the temperance. So there is this King of Wands who does need to work on his or her, maybe their patience. There's a bit of that allowing things to settle. So I think that although I feel like there's a hesitation here, Capricorn, to say what you need to say, to speak your truth, to sort of maybe set some boundaries in place for yourself or the situation you're in. But I feel like the person here that might be getting a little bit ahead of themselves or getting very impatient, like I said, King of Wands can be impatient, moving very quickly, getting very irritated or angry quickly over something that was said. The Temperance sort of saying, hey, let that settle down, calm that down, go with the flow a little bit here. So there's something about patience and maybe some form of healing. I think there's healing needed within this situation because you have the Four of Wands in reverse. I feel like that's just something that was once very stable, something that was bringing the two of you together or a situation together is now feeling like, I don't want to come closer to that person. There's a lack of connectivity. There's a lack of stability possibly. It's feeling a little rocky. Let's see what the healing is. What's the energy around that Four of Wands? The Strength card. Okay. So this is a time here, Capricorn, that is requiring you to be very strong. You've got a lot of Leo energy here with that King of Wands and the Strength card. Fire energy. You've got Sagittarius as well. But this is asking you to, you've got to stay strong in a situation for yourself. I do think there's a bit of speaking up for yourself here, but staying strong and pushing through a situation to bring it back into stability, to bring it back into a place of feeling comfortable. Anything else on that Four of Wands? You've got strength. I feel like that's also Leo. There's a lot of loyalty there. It's like you're not going to stray from each other, or you're not going to stray from the situation, but you also can't stray from yourself here, Capricorn. You can't stray away to, you've got to stay strong in your path, in what you need to do. Maybe that's that thing about the family unit, Four of Wands. I feel like something here is someone not to worry about discouraging or pleasing other people. You've got to speak up for yourself and do what's right for you. Stay strong on your course of action. Yeah, Page of Pentacles, the Five of Wands. See, there's like a bit of a conflict that comes through this that you have to face. The other party here, Capricorn, has to be willing to come forward with like a sense of conversation. I want to say there's this thing about looking at somebody in the eyes, having a very direct eye-to-eye contact, or there could be something around the eyes being blocked or not looking. I'm getting that out of the Page of Pentacles, of all things, but it's focusing on the eyes, looking, seeing things eye-to-eye here, because there's a lot of that, the immaturity energy, or that energy of tit for tat, or, having to conflict or always explain yourself with that Page of Pentacles, always needing to sort of speak or say something to explain yourself, or maybe it's blocking that to prevent a conflict. But there's something that I feel originally when I was pulling out your cards here for, it feels like you didn't really want to say too much, or you didn't want to create a conflict. So it's like you didn't respond, or you didn't speak up, or avoid the possibility of conflict, or what seems like that. But it's saying that in the eye of conflict, or in the midst of conflict with the Five of Wands, you've got to stay strong here with that Strength card. Be able to have a one-on-one communication, because there could be more than one person here involved, and everybody getting their opinions, everybody getting all into their, in a tiffy here over something that needs quite simple explanation. Page of, yeah, so we were stressed again, Nine of Swords. I was just clarifying this Page of Pentacles. Again, Nine of Swords. Worried what people might think, losing sleep, or worried about connecting and offering what it is you have to offer. Because that Four of Cups is like an offer. And it's almost like we're stressed about either what somebody's going to offer you, what you're here to offer them, what you bring to the table on whatever level that is a Capricorn. It feels like there's anxiety around showing up, or coming to the table with a conversation, or with making a point, or what you need to do, what it is that you're bringing to the table. And that's what that Strength card is saying. You have to stay strong. You've got to show up with what you need without backing down, without pleasing other people, without worrying about if it conflicts with others, because you ultimately are going to disappoint yourself. Four of Cups, you're going to disappoint yourself if you're just following through a situation without speaking your truth, without following your own path. That King of Wands, that does not stop in their path. It's hard to slow down a King of Wands. So I feel like there's an influencing energy here, Capricorn, that you have to, when you say what you're going to do, or when you say you're going to, like, this is what I got to do and I'm not stopping. You have to move through your path, your passion, the things that, especially towards healing, temperance. So there's a determined energy here around almost maybe challenging yourself with that Strength card. Queen of Swords, challenging yourself, saying, let's say, for instance, the Temperance can talk about patience, allowing things to be a little more negotiable and saying, I'm really determined, I'm really going to work hard on my patience instead of always losing your cool or losing, a battle or whatever that is. And I feel like you have to sort of stick true to yourself on the mission or the path or the passion or the thing at hand for you towards healing something, Temperance, towards allowing things to fall into place, to be more balanced. Because there is imbalance here with that Four of Wands in reverse. There's the lack of stability. There's a lack of balance. And I feel like we're worried, or there's a stress or a concern around what one brings, like what we have to say, what we have to do, what we want to do, in fear of conflict, not wanting to stir the pot kind of thing. And so this situation is challenging you to stand in your strength, to follow through, speak your truth, and do the thing that's best for you. Any other healing advice for Capricorn? Healing advice here. The Lovers. Okay, so the Lovers, connecting, partnership. This could be with your connection with that Four of Wands in reverse, something here that's affecting your connection. But it's also about a choice, okay? Lovers, Gemini energy, it's about a choice. And I think that's what that Queen of Swords is sort of saying, I have to make some choices. Anything else? Let me just see here. There is a lot of love here. There is a lot of connection here. But someone has some choices to make. And we're stressing about the choices that we're making. Or it's creating a sense of stress. I do think that this feels like it will come back together with that Lovers. This feels like partnership or pairing will come back together, and that Four of Wands in reverse will be upright. It'll create more stability again. Anything else with the Queen or with the Lovers? The Nine of Wands. Yeah, you just have to struggle. This is a bit of a struggling time for you, Capricorn, particularly with maybe a partnership or connection with others. And it's sort of saying here, you just have to keep going through this right now. It isn't easy. You've been through a lot, but not to give up. Again, Nine of Wands, the Strength card. You don't give up. This is not about giving up. It's more about speaking up or, creating that voice of reason for a situation or speaking your truth, okay? So not to give up, because some people may walk away from a situation, throw their hands up and say, forget it, I'm not gonna contribute. But if you speak your truth, or if you make certain decisions, it can change the outcome for the better. Okay, Ten of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So the stability, the long term there is a lot of abundance here to be grateful for or to look forward to. And I feel, what is this there's healing, the Empress and the Hermit. Okay, so a lot of you, there is a thing here about maybe one of your situations is involving you to focus on something on your own, to really focus on your healing, to listen to your own intuition. I feel like the Empress with the Hermit is really going within and doing what's best for your highest good, for your well-being, for the healing of something, thinking things through, focusing on what's really important to you. What do you value most here, Capricorn? Because I feel like that Empress does come from a place of abundance, whereas the Hermit comes from an abundance of wisdom. So wealth can show up in many forms. It can be in whatever is valuable to you. Protect that. Focus on that. Ten of Pentacles. A lot of abundance there, but it's depending on how are you kind of giving it all away? The Empress does like to help and provide. Are you giving away all of your abundance, whatever that is, whether it's money, energy, time? Or are you going within and absorbing and utilizing that abundance for your healing to come out ahead as that Empress in a healed version? Because you have Temperance here, healing. And that Nine of Wands is telling me that you're struggling through situations or a situation with a partnership possibly. So I think it's about the value of what it is what you value, what you deem to be worthy, and what's important to you, and focusing on that, even if it means confronting or speaking your truth or walking away for a bit, stepping aside with that Hermit energy. Let's see what the Oracle of the Birds has in store for you guys. The Ibis, or Ibis, wisdom. There's that Hermit energy, wisdom. Follow the promptings of heart and soul. All wisdom dwells in you already. So there you go, Capricorn, is about following your own heart and soul. Where is this? Ibis, or Ibis, I should say. Whoops, that's the heron. With Ibis, a messenger of the ancient wisdom strides into your life. Its appearance announces new beginnings and a new way of approaching life. Ibis endows you with perseverance, consciousness, and a connection to your natural intuition and wisdom. You will find all the answers within. Look inside and read the signs of nature on the outside. In this way, you can build up your energy, learn to sustain it. That which you draw from, your vital source of power, will open up whole new pathways for you. So that's interesting, is that look inside and read the signs of nature. It's interesting because the Hermit is going within, looking inside, and that Empress is very Mother Nature, very much abundance to provide you with what you need by going within. The Ten of Pentacles, lots of abundance. As a scribe to the gods, I encourage you to consciously take the time to write about your innermost being. The divine seeks to reveal itself in the world through you. You are a mediator between the worlds. Have courage to share your thoughts with the world. My feather magic allows you to access the book of wisdom so that you may read, receive deep insights, and gain new knowledge. So there is something here about this, Capricorn, that's fitting with the message of the tarot. More meanings: introspection, mobilizing inner reserves of strength, overcoming obstacles, new beginnings, and messenger and scribe to the gods. Your affirmation: I live according to the wisdom of my heart. So this is really good, Capricorn, because I think that some of you, something is maybe pushing you or nudging you in a direction to stand up and then ultimately go within. Find the answers, find the abundance, find the healing within. And I feel like that influential energy of the King of Wands is like, it could be a person, but it's also just the energy of pushing and driving in a direction that's towards your own well-being, towards bringing balance into your life, healing, patience, whatever that may be. But it's a little bit of an adventured energy with the King of Wands and the Temperance being Sagittarius. Make this sort of about your adventure. Make this about the path that you need to go on to help yourself, to take care of your needs. All right, Capricorn, I hope that helps you guys. Thank you so much for your likes, shares, comments, and subscribing. I appreciate it. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you soon. Take care.